Grace and peace to you. We continue our study of Revelation. We are now in Revelation chapter 17 and verse 6. It speaks of the woman of Revelation 17 and further describes her appearance and purpose. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. The verbiage here regarding John's reaction to the harlot would literally translate as him being absolutely speechless at what he has seen. It's not praise. The harlot is said to be drunk with the blood of the saints and martyrs. Satan's regime will target believers in a number of ways. Many believers he will find and have executed for refusing to worship him. Revelation chapter 6, verse 9. There are others he will kill, though, through indirect means. Remember back to Revelation 13:17. Satan's political system has mandated the ownership of the mark of the beast. Without it, goods cannot be obtained. Many believers would die from exposure and a lack of resources, unable to obtain them. Many of them would be relentlessly hunted by the devil's forces, but the lack of resources alone could account for many deaths. Regardless of how he kills them, the blood of these saints are on his hands and on the hands of those that serve him. Verse 7 of the text. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and of the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The angel seems surprised at the shock on John's face and his lack of comprehension. The angel then explains the situation to him that he may see the truth. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. What is this verbiage? This verbiage of being, and then not being, and shall be. Also, it states power, a presence coming from the bottomless pit. First and foremost, we'll set the context. This is a reference to the beast, or more commonly called Antichrist, the one introduced to us in Revelation 13. He was present, he was, past tense, in that he was alive and well. He was not, however, because he ended up getting killed. And then he shall ascend, or shall be, because his power will come from the bottomless pit. It ultimately comes from Satan. For additional information regarding the bottomless pit and that event, we covered it in detail in Revelation chapter 9, starting in verse 1. If we put it all together then, the beast or Antichrist will be alive and well, but then he'll be killed in an assassination attempt, only to be revived by Satan since he was dead, and he will then become fully empowered and embodied by Satan, ruling, operating his regime on earth. The verse states various tenses regarding his existence a second time. Satan is able to empower the Antichrist at his full power for the first time on earth. That is, Satan's restrictions on his power no longer are there. Again, see Revelation 9, chapter 1, where he gains control of the bottomless pit. Or begins the process, rather, of gaining control of the bottomless pit. The verse is looking forward to consummation of prophecy when it talks about perdition. It is a term that speaks of destruction. That is his ultimate fate. His devices will for a time succeed, but he will ultimately be defeated, destroyed. Regarding the Lamb's Book of Life, the Bible tells us that those who are written in the Book of Life, it says, or rather specifically it says, those who do not have entry in the Book of Life follow his deceit. Those who are not saved, is essentially what it is saying, will believe Satan and his false promises. For the book of life is a record of all those who believe in God and are recorded as citizens in heaven. Anyone not found in the book of life will not only believe the lies and deceit of the enemy, but will ultimately find their fate in the lake of fire. Revelation 20:15. Only faith in Christ saves one from the deceit of Satan now and the judgment of the future life to come. The beast coming back from the dead is what causes people to believe in him initially. To reuse the tenses spoken of in the verse, he was because he was alive at the start of the event, his introduction to Revelation 13. He is not because during the event the assassination attempt ultimately kills him, but he yet is because he has been brought back by the power of Satan. Most will believe the lies of Satan during the tribulation period or the special judgments of the book of Revelation. Satan's lies will abound and people will buy into them, large and in part. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 10. Only those who have come to God in faith can have the veil of his deceit removed from them. 2 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16. Only God can help us see the truth and protect us from the lies of Satan. Verse 9 of the text. And here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman sitteth. The angel wanted to draw our attention to this fact. It says that the 7 heads are the 7 mountains on which the woman is sitting. That is, the woman is headquartered in a city built on 7 land masses. Rome was built on 7 hills or land masses. The 7, Palatine, Aventine, Catiline, Sicily, Esquiline, Viminal, and Quirinal. These are the hills of Rome. And I have never heard of any other city built on 7 hills, as a side note. Satan's regime, both political and religious, find their origin in a revived Roman Empire. It speaks then not only of geography and the city of Rome, but the idea of Rome brought back. The beast of Revelation 13 has been repeated frequently in the book. Also, it should be noted that this creature and its description are also found in Daniel chapter 7, verses 7 through 8. They are the same concept, the same system. What is it then? Rome existed for a time and was a tremendous world power, especially in John's day. But its decline came, and Rome as a world power, as it was, is gone. For now, though. Satan's political system has been a revived Rome. That is, a European alliance of nations at some point in the future will eventually develop into Satan's government on earth, the early stages of it, during the judgments of Revelation, ultimately branching out and consuming the world. Rome's continuation and renewal was also predicted in Daniel chapter 2, verse 33. Parts of Satan's kingdom would be frail, as indicated by that verse in Daniel. His kingdom is founded on political maneuvering and manipulation. This is why it's referred to as a mixture of iron and clay there in that verse in Daniel. Again, Daniel chapter 2, 33. An attempt to mix democracy and totalitarianism. Rome's revival was predicted in Daniel and Revelation as well. Ultimately, Satan is successful, and his kingdom ultimately becomes a superpower, but only for a short time. The political system of Satan will come unraveled in Revelation chapter 18. Here, in this chapter, we see the outcome of the religious system, or the harlot. Verse 10 of the text. And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. The angel is still explaining what is transpiring in the imagery between the beast and the harlot. He said that there are 7 kings or kingdoms. 5 have fallen or are gone. 1 was present in John's day, and 1 is yet to come. That seventh one will only continue a short space, the initial stage of Rome revived. Bear in mind the time in which John wrote the book of Revelation. During that time, Rome was the dominant power in the Mediterranean and was ruling Israel as well as many other countries with an iron fist. In John's time, there had been 6 world powers so far at that time that had control of Israel or had harassed Israel. Assyria is the first, 2 Kings 15:29. Then Egypt, 2 Kings 23, verse 33. Then we have the list in Daniel, chapter 7, verses 3 through 8. The lists an additional 4. The 4 in Daniel are Babylon, then the Medo-Persian alliance, then the kingdom of Greece, then Rome, what we know as ancient Rome today. This brings us to 6 then. To clarify, in John's time, Assyria through Greece were gone, Numbers 1 through 5. They were no longer world powers. The 6th was Rome, ancient Rome, and it was the dominant power at the time. The 7th is the revived Roman Empire, which neither John nor we have seen up till this point. It will only continue a short space, however, because the 7th empire under the beast, after his assassination, will end. Because after his rise from death, his government system will be completely different when the beast is revived. This then is the 7th kingdom, though it will be short. Again, this 7th kingdom is the beast's kingdom. At present, what we have being described in this verse is a combination of him trying to use political maneuvering and diplomacy, while all in the background planning his takeover of the world, one nation at a time, be it through diplomacy, war, or any other means necessary. That is the end for now. We will continue our study of Revelation in the future. I want to thank you for watching today. I pray the Lord bless you and keep you. And until next time, God bless.